welcome to Beaufort County This Week. Today is Friday, November 17th, and this week, Greenville native and professional golfer Lucas Glover celebrated his 45th birthday. I'm Matt Golden, and here are your top stories presented by BCTV. The Beaufort Regional Chamber President and CEO is leaving for North Carolina. The Bluffton boys had a strong showing at the state cross-country meets, and an area hospital is celebrating graduations from the NICU. Plus, we sit down with probate court judge Heather Galvin for our first installment of Probate Corner. All this and more coming up on Beaufort County This Week. Beaufort County is a really popular destination for residents of this world. It's also a popular destination for residents of the supernatural world. Be sure to check out Sea Island Spirits, where BCTV's Cassie Hedden takes us on a journey about local spirits, haunts, legends, and other spooky things in Beaufort County. Find episodes of Sea Island Spirits on BCTV and on the BCTV YouTube channel. From the Island News, Beaufort Regional Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Ian Scott is leaving for a job closer to home. According to an email Friday from Graham Summerall, chairman of the board of directors of Beaufort Regional Chamber of Commerce, Scott has accepted a position as vice president of the Advocacy Center at the Chamber of Greater Chapel Hill, Carborough in North Carolina. Scott and his wife Rebecca are originally from North Carolina and still have family there. His last official day will be Thursday, November 30th. Summerall wrote, "We're going to miss Ian. He arrived during the height of a pandemic uncertainty and has made significant contributions to his organization and our community. During his tenure, we adopted a new strategic plan, launched our regional prosperity dashboard, and partnered with county, city, and town to develop a long-range plan for the future of the Naval Hospital and expanded our public policy work. We also grew the membership, moved offices, and were named the best chamber in the Carolinas for 2022. Earlon Baker and the Bluffton cross-country team had a strong showing in the SC Highest League Championship last Friday. Baker, who ran a 16:07, finished second as the Bobcats were runner-up in Class 4A championships at Newberry College. Bluffton finished with 125 points, 12 behind champion Catawba Ridge. Bluffton's Cooper Anderson was 9th, Boyd Collins 20th, and Aidan Bryant 40th. Hilton Head Island finished 6th with 191 points. J.D. Gilman was 12th, Drake Edmonds was 14th, May River finished 12th, Noah Wasserman was 5th to lead the Sharks. From WTOC, November is Prematurity Awareness Month, dedicated to informing people about premature births. Over in the Low Country, Coastal Carolina Hospital has started a new tradition celebrating babies who graduate from the NICU. Babies are given crocheted graduation caps to celebrate the milestone of going home. The hospital's Level 2 Special Care Nursery is designed to care for babies born early who weigh at least 3 pounds and 3 ounces. The nursery provides access to incubators, feeding tubes, and other methods of care. While families love the graduation photos, hospital staffs are happy to have them too. From WTOC, Coastal Carolina Hospital has purchased a second $2 million robotic surgical system. Hospital leaders say the Da Vinci Z robot surgery system allows doctors to do more complex surgeries, making precise, small incisions. Surgeons operate the arms of the robot through a control console, which gives them a 3D view from small cameras. Doctors say with so many people moving to the area, they need to be able to treat a growing number of patients. Dr. Eric Nguyen said, due to the higher surgical volumes, especially the need for minimal invasive surgeries, having a second robot allows us to get patients in quicker and, frankly, do more surgery than we've been able to in the past. From the Savannah Business Journal, the Beaufort County Alcohol and Drug Abuse Department will be offering free 5-minute Narcan training on Monday, November 20th from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. at the Beaufort County Administration Building, 100 Rebo Road in Beaufort. The training helps people understand how to identify the signs of an overdose and how to help someone who may be overdosing. No appointment is required. Everyone who takes the 5-minute training will receive free supplies of Narcan. And now I've got some events to get you out and about this weekend. Saturday from 1 to 7 at 55 Wharf Street in Bluffton, it's the Pluff Mud Music Festival. Showcasing the best in local musical talent, there will be 3 incredible bands: The Chiggers, John Wayne Vincent, and Cornbread. For more information and tickets, head to eventbrite.com. Saturday starting at 12 p.m., the Arts Center is proud to usher in the season with Bluffton's Holiday Kickoff Festival. From 12 to 3, Santa and Mrs. Claus arrive in style on an antique fire truck to visit with children throughout the free festival held on the Arts Center grounds. The day is filled with holiday entertainment from local groups, arts and crafts for all ages, delicious treats from food trucks, a wonderful art market featuring creations of local vendors, great for buying gifts and supporting local art at the same time, and a performance from cast members of Arts Center's latest holiday hit, Holiday Inn. It's a low country holiday tradition that is truly fun for the whole family. And Saturday in Port Royal from 12 to 5, it's the Low Country Pride Festival. This colorful celebration at Live Oaks Park will have local food vendors, face painting, a bounce house, music, and more. For more information, head to BeaufortSC.org. And there is only one left. Hilton Head Christian Academy is Beaufort County's final team remaining in the high school football playoffs. The Eagles hit the road this weekend to face Wilson Hall. And this weekend you can check out a double feature at the Highway 21 Drive-In Theater. On Screen 1 at 7:30, it's The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, rated PG-13. And following that at 10:10, you can see It's a Wonderful Knife, rated R. On Screen 2, Trolls Band Together, rated PG at 7:30, and then Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, rated PG at 9 p.m. And on Screen 3, it's The Marvels, rated PG-13, and then at 9:10, it's Thanksgiving, rated R. Hopefully some of these events piqued your interest, and maybe I'll see you out and about this weekend. Have a fun and safe weekend, Beaufort County.
Save the date for November 18th. It's the 2023 Hilton Head Lantern Parade. Created by and featuring artist Chantel Ryder, the Lantern Parade is a free event and an opportunity for surrounding community and visitors to celebrate the history, ecology, and people of Hilton Head Island. We love seeing our whole community as volumes of light. In addition to the lantern, the parade includes 3 bands this year: Black Sheep Ensemble, Soda City Brass Band, and the Paris Island Marine Band's Dirty Boots Brass Band. The only requirement to participate is having a lantern. Lineup for the parade begins at 5 p.m. at the Alder Lane Beach Access. The parade will step off at 5:45 p.m. right after sunset and travel north along South Forest Beach up to Coligny Beach Park. From there, the parade continues through Coligny Beach Park access around the circle to conclude at Low Country Celebration Park. For more information on lantern ideas and the pre- and post-parade activities, please head to culturehhi.org. The 2023 Hilton Head Lantern Parade, Saturday, November 18th, beginning at Alder Lane Beach Access.
It's time for Probate Corner with Judge Heather Galvin. Judge Galvin sits down to answer all of your questions about Beaufort County Probate Court, what they do, and how they serve our community. And now, here is Judge Heather Galvin.
My name is Heather Galvin. I am the probate judge for Beaufort County. I had the honor of being elected in January, and I am serving a 4-year term as your probate judge for the county. In the past, I served as the associate probate judge since 2012, and I worked with the Honorable Kenneth Fulp, who was the probate judge from 2012 until his retirement. Through that role, I've had the opportunity to serve the public in a variety of different areas. We handle several jurisdictional components in the probate court, and I look forward to sharing those with you, Matt.
That sounds great. So I guess kind of to start things off, for me in a previous life, I worked as a runner for a big law firm up in Columbia, and I took a lot of things over to probate court, but I never quite knew exactly what probate court did. So just can you give us an overview of what probate court is and what it means to be a probate court judge?
That is an excellent question. So in terms of what probate court does, people think one of two ways. The first way they think is they hear the word probate and they think probation. That's one thing we don't handle. We don't handle probation, although we get a lot of people coming there looking for their probationary issues. That will be through the clerk of court or the probation and parole department. But what we do handle is several different areas. The first big one that everyone would think of is estates. And we do handle that. That's a large part of our caseload. When someone passes away, we handle administration of their estate. So that's one big jurisdictional component. The other components we handle that you may not be aware of are marriage license applications. So anytime someone wants to get married, they are welcome, and they're going to get married in the state of South Carolina. So they can apply for a marriage license here at our court. We don't perform the ceremonies, although it would be fun if we did, but that's one thing that you're able to do. And that's a nice, happy thing to see brides and grooms, as they approach their wedding date. We look forward to those opportunities. We also handle commitments of individuals who are mentally ill and chemically dependent. We work with our local mental health providers and alcohol and drug abuse providers to get them adequate care, help, and treatment. And that's a very important component of what we do. In addition, we handle guardianship and conservatorship matters for individuals who are incapacitated. So they may have Alzheimer's or dementia, or they may have had a traumatic brain injury resulting in severe neurocognitive issues. We handle those types of issues to appoint a guardian over the person and a conservator over their estate. We also handle trust matters. So if someone has a trust and they want to modify that trust or terminate that trust, or they need a successor trustee appointed, they come to us.
That's a pretty good deal. It sounds like y'all do a little bit of everything. So what does a day in the life of a probate court judge kind of look like?
That is such a good question. It's interesting. There are two judges. I'm the elected probate judge, and then my associate judge is Lindsay Sutcliffe. And we are quite busy, whether it's handling administrative issues where we're dealing with the budget, dealing with employee work, county things, locations, and things like that. We also preside over a variety of different cases. For example, I had 2 hearings this morning on mental health commitments, and then we process quite a few files. We have thousands of estate files that we handle on a regular basis, as well as guardianship and conservatorship files. A lot of those cases don't ever go to court. So we find ourselves reviewing a lot of paperwork, looking at orders, working with the clerks to address questions that may have been posed by a pro se litigant, which is an unrepresented litigant, or an attorney. And so we handle a variety of different issues in those jurisdictional areas.
It's funny too, and to kind of give our listeners a little context, we're going to continue to delve into the probate court system once a month throughout here. But I know it's interesting to hear that probate court, y'all do a lot of things, but it's funny that there are some things that like y'all handle one side but not the other. So for example, you mentioned marriage license. So if you want to get your marriage license, you go to the probate court. But if you have to get divorced, that's not something y'all handle, correct?
No, I'm so glad you asked that. We get calls all the time about individuals who want to get divorced, and that is not an area that we handle. That's going to be the family court. But I feel like family court gets adoptions, so they get something happy. We get marriage license applications. But yes, you're exactly right. We just handle the happy part, I should say, of the marriage process. And so we're excited for the opportunity to do that. And it was very interesting during the pandemic. I actually went out in the parking lot and did marriage licenses applications in the parking lot. So I felt kind of like a little bit like Vegas there for about a year. So I would go out my protective equipment and whatnot and handle those applications for our community so that we could keep our court open.
The kind of like having a little Vegas drive-through wedding right here in Beaufort. I guess he didn't dress up as Elvis though.
I know, no roller skates, no Elvis. So it was a bit of a letdown for some of the applicants. I will say that.
Do you ever have people come in to get their marriage license and they're kind of expecting to be able to get the ceremony done that day too? Or kind of what does that look like?
That has happened so many times. There's a 24-hour waiting period as required by law. So I call that the Britney Spears rules. People don't want to say, oops, I did it again. So in that regard, we see individuals come in all dressed up, and we have to break it to them that while we're definitely glad they're here, they have to wait 24 hours and we cannot marry them. We don't perform ceremonies. Some judges in other counties do, but we have such a great community of individuals who perform ceremonies in our area that they're better served by going to them and having a nice beach wedding or having a nice wedding in their lovely local church.
Absolutely. And you mentioned earlier about guardianships for adults who are mentally incapacitated, but y'all do not handle guardianships for children, correct?
That is correct. I'm glad you asked that. Most attorneys aren't aware of that sometimes. So that was impressive. Yeah, for the most part, we handle a guardianship over the person. So a guardian is someone who's appointed in that parental role to care for someone who has an incapacity, whether usually the most common is Alzheimer's or dementia. We also see individuals with severe Down syndrome and some other conditions in which we appoint someone to serve as their permanent guardian or plenary guardian, but the person has to be 18 or over. If they're a minor, that's going to go over to family court. So excellent question.
So, when you meet people who first start off in law school, I think so many people begin that journey thinking they're going to be like what they see on TV, arguing cases, being a judge in criminal cases, all that. What would you say to maybe a young law student or a young attorney who might have an interest in probate court, and what would kind of nudge them into pursuing that field?
I found that what I love about probate court is the opportunity to help people. And if they really love working with individuals to help them through the challenging times of their lives, whether that be a death of a loved one, or whether it be the incapacity of a parent, or a mental health addiction for their child, all of those types of issues we handle. And they have to really dig deep to make sure that that is the area that they want to be in. But if they find that, the best thing they can do is look for opportunities to volunteer, to serve, to join in our local organizations. We have Memory Matters, we have NAMI, we have Coastal Empire Mental Health Center, Beaufort County Alcohol and Drug Abuse Department. Get into the area and understand what it's about. And also, they're always welcome to contact the probate court. If there's anything that we can do or I can talk to them about, I'm happy to do that, because I think we have such a great bar here of attorneys who really care about others. And we're always looking to add people to that work in that field.
So it definitely feels like it's definitely a hard road, but it's very rewarding in a lot of ways.
It is. I've had a lot of attorneys who have been in the civil litigation side come back to me and say, you know what? I really feel like I'm doing good work here. I'm helping families, I'm helping people, and I'm improving lives and changing lives. And if you're looking for ways to make your community a better place, the probate court is a great way to start.
That's fantastic. Well, Heather, is there anything else you wanted to cover in this topic today?
Yes, I am so excited about our upcoming segments. So just to tease that, as we had said earlier, in December, we're going to do a segment on estate planning and estates in general and what we do here in the probate court. In January, we're going to focus on mental health and alcohol and drug abuse-based commitments so that individuals can better understand that process. In February, and you guessed it, for Valentine's Day, we're going to talk about everything you wanted to know and maybe didn't know about marriage licenses. And in March, we're going to talk about guardianships and conservatorships and how those work in our state. And lastly, in April, we're going to talk about trust matters. I know that's a riveting topic, but I know we can make it fun. So that's what we're looking forward to. And we can't wait for the opportunity to address you and answer any questions the public may have.
That sounds fantastic. I'm excited to learn more about this, and I know the listeners will be too. For the time being, if people have questions, where can they go online to find more information about Beaufort County Probate Court?
That's a great question. You can go to our website, bcgov.net, look for departments, and then look for probate court. Our website is very descriptive. In addition, if you have a procedural question, we can't talk to you about the merits of your case because that would be, we're not permitted to do that. But if you have a procedural question, you're always welcome to call the court. Or if you have a legal question, call a member of the bar. We have a great group of attorneys here in Beaufort County, so I'm sure that any one of them would be able to answer any questions you may have. But I look forward to, talking with the listeners about any questions. And if they want to submit them, I don't know if there's a way they can do that, but that would be lovely.
Fantastic. Well, Heather, we really appreciate you stopping by today, and we look forward to learning more over the next few months.
Thank you so much, Matt. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.
Be sure to check out Judge Galvin Monthly on Probate Corner with Judge Heather Galvin and on Beaufort County This Week podcast. As always, we ask you to check out our friends at Beaufort County Animal Services on their Facebook page. There you can find courtesy posts, their missing pets, or animals that they have found to help reunite them with their families. You can also find animals that are up for adoption. This week, Beaufort County Animal Services celebrated the adoptions for a pair of parakeets, one male and one female, and for Judy, a pit bull who will now be a pit stop dog, as she was adopted by a truck driver who saw her online and came straight to get her. For more information on Beaufort County Animal Services, head over to their Facebook page, go to beaufortcountysc.gov/animal services, or call 843-255-5010. Thanks for listening to Beaufort County This Week. To learn more about BCTV, please head over to beaufortcounty.tv. This podcast is a production of BCTV. Chloe G, Social Media and Production Specialist. Matt Golden, Production Specialist. Cassie Hedden, Production Specialist. For feedback and information, please email BeaufortCountyTV@bcgov.net. All rights reserved.